Even though I was like, no new friends, no new friends, no new friends, no, no, no.
Dr. Dollar Entertainment.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, welcome to the fam. My name is Simbi Akani, and I make content that will inspire you, motivate you, and push you further into your what? God's purpose for your life. So we are in the last episode of the Life After College series. Can you imagine that? It has been an eventful 5-ish weeks. So thank you all for rolling with me, rocking with me. In this episode, we are wrapping it up with how you maintain friendships and build new relationships after college. Let's just start by acknowledging that friendships are hard, relationships are hard, nothing good comes easy. I don't know who said that, but it's kind of true. Most good things take hard work, and friendships are one of them, you know? So it's not just the relationships as it relates to like courtship or marriage or whatnot, but friendships, if done right and done well, they can drag you up, down, left, right, but help you grow, help you mature, and just, you know, have a very good impact on your life. After college, you're gonna make friends, you're gonna lose friends, you're gonna, like, your relationships are going to change. I moved out of state. I moved very far away after I completed college. And as much as I wanted to go home every weekend to be with my friends and whatnot, that wasn't practical, not financially possible. So that wasn't something I was able to do. And I'm going to give you my top 3 tips in maintaining friendships and top 3 tips in building new relationships. Number 1, understand that the nature of your friendships will change after college. That's just something you need to just take a deep breath right now. Go ahead. Accept that your friendships will change. If you don't accept this, you're gonna end up upset all the time, 24/7, being mad that like, why are things changing? It's gonna happen and it's gonna be okay. But that leads into point number 2. A huge area of your relationships that might change is how you communicate, right? So let's say in undergrad, you would text your friends all the time because maybe you were texting in class, or you would text them quickly and then you'll see them like in a few hours, right? So texting was super easy for you to do. But now you're a working professional and you're not really able to text as much, or the way you communicate has just changed, right? So you'd prefer a phone call, and being realistic that the nature of these relationships have changed. Maybe you can't call every day, but you can call maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, and meet up once a month because you're so far away, or once every 2 months. Just like being realistic of how frequently you're going to communicate with your friends, and making sure that you communicate that clearly. So communicate what your communication is going to look like, or else again, that will end up in so much frustration. Point number 3. Make sure to check in on your friendships. Make sure to do like life updates. Like, where are you? How are you doing? What's going on in your life? What has changed? What are 3 highs and 3 lows? That's like my go-to. Like, tell me 3 highs or 3 lows since we last spoke, or 3 highs and 3 lows of your week. You know, like really begin to be more mindful of the types of questions you ask, not just a simple, hi, how are you? Because how are you is such a big question. And sometimes you're like, where do you want to start? So I always do like, okay, let's start on how are you doing spiritually? How are you doing at work? How are you doing in your love life? How is your, you know, like breaking it down, being intentional about how you communicate. Having close relationships really challenges the way you communicate, the way you talk to people. And I really learned just how to ask good questions so that you can get thoughtful answers, right? Not everyone is able to give you a how are you doing, or a real answer to how are you doing on the spot. And honestly, I don't like that question, how are you doing? Every time people ask me, how are you doing? I'm just like, I'm like, okay. Like, what does that really mean? There's so much to me that we just have to make sure that we're constantly checking in with our friends and with people in a very intentional way, or else you'll grow apart from each other. You know, like you're not going to know everything happening in their lives every day, but when you do check in, if this is a person that you actually, I guess, care about or want to grow with, you have to make that extra effort to like check in intentionally. So those are my top 3 points on maintaining friendships after college. 1, understand that things will change. 2, communicate those changes, and 3, when you check in, be intentional about how you check in. Now, moving on to my top 3 tips on making new friends. So as I said, I moved far away from home, so I had to start making new friends. Even though I was like, no new friends, no new friends, no new friends, no. Like, I honestly believed and still believe that I have enough friends. Like, I have enough close friends that I don't really like seek out too many deep friendships, because like it's hard to maintain so many relationships. It's like having multiple boyfriends, like honestly. Like, it's really like having multiple boyfriends, because those relationships are deep. You cannot have multiple boyfriends, okay? That's a different message for a different day. So the first thing I did, this is my tip 1, go to places where you would find people with common interests. So for me, I think it was kind of simple for me, but I didn't grow up going to a Nigerian church, but I moved to a new city and I was looking for young Nigerians that are also Christians. So the first thing I did was I looked up Redeemed Christian Church of God in Birmingham. And I found one RCCG church in Birmingham, and I went to that one RCCG church in Birmingham. I know you shouldn't go to church for those reasons, but I went for those reasons, and it ended up still being like a really awesome place to worship and whatnot. And they gave me rides to church. I didn't have a car. They had a church van. They picked me up. It was convenient, and it was also good. We would hang out. We would have like game nights and things like that, and they really made my experience worthwhile. Find things that you have interest in, go to those places and those things, and then you'll find people there that you may or may not like, but hopefully you like them. And then point number 2 on making new friends, you have to actually go out. As an introvert, a true homebody, I can keep myself busy at home, like between filming videos, editing videos, talking to friends, watching YouTube videos. There's so much I could do in the comfort of my home, of my home. There's so much I could do in the comfort of my own home, and I will just have the greatest time of my life. But that's not the best case scenario. It's not really great for your mental health. So it's good to interact with other humans and not just stay alone. As much as you might feel comfortable alone, it's not the best. And also, you're not called to this earth to just be alone. We have influence. We all have influence, and we can have an impact on other people's lives. So even if it's not for you, even if going out is not for you, going out might be asking God how he might want to use you in those spaces. So I hope those tips help you all as you build new friendships and new relationships, and also hold on to your old ones. Not all relationships last forever. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right. Don't worry. I hope you all enjoyed this series. I hope you have a great end of the year and a happy new year. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.